Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Well, hello, everybody. It's Becky Brown, and I am joined by Dr. Jill Hubbard and Chris Williams.
Everyone.
Hey.
I'm so glad you are here. We're taking calls. We got a whole screen, and we hope you all hold on while we get to it. And but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. The holidays are coming.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Becky.
You're welcome. You heard it here first, in case you hadn't heard. Thanksgiving's next week, and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think one of the things that we constantly hear in our callers and just through a lot of the folks that we interact with is the tension that holidays bring. And, the hope is that we would be one big happy family, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that exists anywhere. I think it exists in like minutes at a time, this is a good thing. But I was wondering, how do you guys prepare for a happy holiday season?
Well, I think this year's a little different too, because last season, in the middle of COVID, right, gatherings were often smaller. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They may still be small. I mean, I'm hearing people have really mixed feelings, but there's also some thoughts about maybe actually celebrating more, right?
Yeah.
And
Look at even in the hesitation, isn't it? It's such a phenomenon, though. Never before in our lifetimes do we have any hesitation because of the gathering, except for the people. Like some of you might have.
It's such a mixed bag. I know families that have had to cancel because their family's too divided, right? Yes. So I think we have new things. So you had the old family dynamics that were a challenge, and now you have these new things with people's opinions and how they want to proceed.
Yeah.
So I didn't answer your question.
In between shows, we were talking about expectation.
Yes.
Disappointment.
Managing.
And coming down to desire. One of the things that holidays do is they awaken a particular desire. The desire to belong. The desire to be a part of. The desire to celebrate. The desire for meaning. Absolutely. And what happens when those desires to be a part of and to be connected and to celebrate are dashed?
Or fall short, way short.
Way short. And so I find that what we need to do is then grab back hold of our own expectations, our own desires. And oftentimes, again, as children, it's all done for us during the holidays, right? But we need to make that transition that we do it for ourselves. So a really quick story is it's like a few years ago, my wife said, I hate Thanksgiving. It's my least favorite holiday. And I'm like, we'd been married like 10 years at the time. And I'm like, that would have been good information 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But as she described the day for her, of like, hey, everyone else, guys are watching football and she doesn't love the kitchen. And then she's like, I just have to be in the kitchen. I have to cook and I have to clean. I have to do all this.
Me
and
either,
like,
Ember. I'm right there with you.
Me neither.
And I was just like, okay. And what we ended up doing is we wiped the slate clean of all expectations.
There you go.
We both even admitted, I don't know if this is American or not, but we don't like turkey all that much.
Okay.
It's not our favorite meat.
I love that. Yeah.
So we decided to make the day what we wanted to make it.
Oh, that's cool.
How about that?
We volunteer in the morning. I cook a tri-tip. We do cinnamon rolls. We go bowling in the evening. We just make it what we want it to be.
And you're really thankful.
And we love it. We love it. And so it's about creativity and making what we want to make of it.
Yeah, but good for that you guys came to that realization.
Yeah.
We divide and conquer in my home. I love to decorate and set the tables. I don't really like to cook, so everybody else cooks.
Well, and I think that at the end of the day, decide how you want to be as you go into the holidays. Whether it's doing what Chris and Ember did, where you just kind of, what do we want to do? Or deciding, like Jill said, this is my gift and I can do this. Be the best version of you, and everyone around you is going to be blessed. That is for sure. We will be right back.
It had become very apparent that some of the things I was involved with were taking over my life.
In today's world, men are barraged with inappropriate content and images all day, every day. Some say that certain behaviors are just no big deal. It's just part of being a guy. But it's simply not true. It's a battleground for every man, and the opportunities to fail are everywhere. New Life's Every Man's Battle Workshop can help.
After 7 years, just one weekend, a completely changed man.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity and purity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Workshop.
He said, I think this is something that every man should go to. Married, dating, it was definitely life-changing.
Now the workshop is coming to Dallas December 3rd through the 5th. Don't wait for him to call. To find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go to newlife.com. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
If you need some help figuring out how to be your best self, Steve has a great program called Going Deeper, and it's on our YouTube channel. He does a new one every week, and it premieres Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube channel. And, one of the greatest things about these shows is that they're short teachings on so many different subjects. He's been going through the alphabet, and so the last couple of letters were U was united. How can we be united? T for triggers, understanding triggers. S for shame. And there's so many people that are affected by shame. R for respect. See, all those things go for family meals, right? We need all of that.
X?
And
I know, that's what I was just thinking.
We'll have to wait and see.
I know,
that?
He'll be really creative.
Today, he's covering V for victim. And there are people that will go to family dinners thinking that they're the victim when actually they make everybody else the victim. But that's another story. Let's go to the calls. And we are going to talk to Mary, who's calling us from Sacramento, California, listens on KFIA. And how can we help you today, Mary?
Good morning. I'm thankful that you took my call. I'm a pretty much everyday listener.
Wonderful.
For a long time. I do have a counselor that I talk to on the telephone once a week. I have a lot of sins in my life, sinful habits and things I'm struggling with. One of the main things is anger and outbursts of rage. And how do I overcome that?
So, Mary, I want to reframe something for you. Certainly, we all have a lot of sin, and we can have some really sinful habits in our life, but your anger and your rage are not pointing to sin. They're a sinful, maybe byproduct, but they're pointing to a hurt you're carrying, a hurt and a fear that is deep inside of you. And I'm wondering, what is the pain inside of you that you're carrying around in the world?
My counselor says she thinks I have post-traumatic stress disorder.
That makes sense.
From my childhood.
Yeah, and what was your childhood like?
My father was a drunk and would go on drunken rages, which really terrified us.
Has your anger become terrifying to people who you love, Mary?
Yes. My friend was here with me last Christmas, and she was going to be with me about 6 months, and she wouldn't follow my little house rules and kind of ignored them, and my irritation built up and up. After she was here only 2 weeks, I exploded really, really bad in anger and yelled at her to get out and get out now, which she did. I'm sure it must have hurt her a lot.
Mm. Mm-hmm. And I want you to see that that's hurting you.
Yeah.
Your anger is hurting you in as much as it's hurting the people around you. But the weird thing about that is it stems from the hurt that we're carrying around inside of us. Mm-hmm. And so it makes sense to me that your therapist, your counselor would point back to the PTSD. And I'm just curious, what is the work that you're doing to address the pain of a terrifying childhood?
I just have been in counseling for many, many years, about once a week, and I have been in the mental hospital over and over again for depression and anxiety and suicidal feelings.
Yeah.
So I've worked in the hospital on my emotions. Recently, I've been in a program called Recovery International with a couple of meetings a week. However, even though that gives me really good tools, if I remember to use them,
it's still.
I am disillusioned with that program because they won't allow me to mention God or Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, what I don't know if you guys hear this, Mary, it sounds like you are willing and have done many things, which is commendable. I think on top of the PTSD, you have current trauma. And I'm wondering about brain health. You know, sometimes what happens in these situations, the recurring trauma affects the way that our brain works. You may have heard Dr. Amen on the program before, but I think that would be a good direction to go in, because it's more than just talk therapy.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we got to get to, like you said, Becky, that our brain has circuitry that gets grooved. If we think about like grooves in the road, and the more we travel down the path, the more the deeper the ruts.
And the younger things start and the longer they last, right?
Exactly.
Those grooves get really deep.
And so it's hard to find a new groove. But the other thing is, like, that's where oftentimes talk therapy can't quite get to it.
Well, I think we have to attack things from all angles.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not just one thing, like this program or this therapist.
Yes.
It's pulling together all resources from all angles to see what's going to work best for you. And since you've been inpatient, it's kind of like creating a treatment team on an outpatient basis, where you add in certain therapies, some EMDR, right?
Yeah.
An evaluation at Amen clinics, along with your therapy. Because, Mary, there's a host of things going on. And, Becky, I think that you're onto something. Mary, I also think that there's a part of this psychologically that is an attachment to your father. This is the memory, perhaps, that you have of your father being this rageful guy. And unfortunately, when we're abused, sometimes we identify with the aggressor as a way of having a connection with them. And then we also act that out so that we're not on the receiving end, but we give other people the experience of what it was like to be us as a child. So that child part of you needs to be heard, right? And wants some empathy, really, and some validation for the horror that you lived through. And this doesn't happen necessarily consciously, obviously.
That's right. Well, and like I said, Mary, I just want to commend you for all the work that you've been doing. I would, we're going to send her a copy of the Emotional Freedom Workbook, but I would encourage you to contact the Amen Clinics and just, you know, just explore what it would look like to get a brain spec and to talk to their team and to get on a new plan. You know, the interesting thing about what you just said, Jill, is so true. The thing that happens to us, we become like that unless we disrupt that. It's just the strangest thing, you know, and we go on autopilot almost.
Right.
Thank you so much for calling, Mary. We're going to talk to Mark, who's calling us from Laurel, Maryland. and he listens on WAVA. We love that station so much. How can we help you, Mark?
Hey, so I've been in a long-term relationship with my girlfriend for about 4 years, going on 5. And last year, we had went through something that I think no one should ever plan for or even expect to happen. But my father was having some issues. His mother had passed away when I was 4, and he still carries around that burden with him coming up till now. But I've never seen him act like this. We went out to a family outing, and unbeknownst to me and my girlfriend, he had some stuff to drink, and the rest of the family ended up going back home, and it was just me, him, and her. And he got intoxicated and had tried to touch my girlfriend inappropriately in front of me, and I kind of told him to stop and had that in there, but I got so heated, and then I ended up leaving, and when I left to use the restroom, he apparently had tried to do it again. And coming home, I found out that he did that. So the decision that me and my girlfriend made, who lives with me, was to kind of distance ourselves from him and making sure that, you know, she feels comfortable, because although it did happen to, it was my father, it happened to her. So I was trying to go at her pace and her steps, which ended up leading us to move into her mom's place, which her mom was welcoming in the beginning, but then turned it into kind of I had to work and make sure that the house was being taken care of. There's almost debt to be paid, which I completely understand. But she was saying things behind my back to her, basically trying to divide the relationship. And now we moved back into my house, and I just don't know what to do as far as the relationship. Me and her has been through a lot, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, just with both sides of the family now seeming to be on opposite ends, and we're stuck in the middle.
So, Mark, you've moved back in with your father?
No, the house I live in right now is like a family home that was given to me. My father and my mother live in an apartment.
Okay.
A couple blocks down. The same thing with her mom. So we don't live with any parents right now.
Well, and so my question, I've got 2 questions before Chris and Jill go in. What are your intentions for this relationship? Regardless of all of the exterior stuff that's going on, what are your intentions for this relationship? And then my other thing is, what is causing the confusion for you regarding the relationship? Because in every couple's life, there are people, and those people can cause all kinds of trouble. And so in this situation, Mark, it's like there's a lot of moving around, and then you still have a question. But let's hear what Chris and Jill have to say.
Did you
go ahead and answer. What are your intentions?
Okay.
So to answer your first question is, I want to marry her. I want her to be, I think she is the one for me. And to move on to your second question, the family is divided now, especially coming around the holidays with, like you guys were talking about earlier, people bring their own issues, especially with all this going around. Her on her side, her mother has slandered my name, saying things like as if I brainwashed her and that I am controlling, which is not the case. This whole time I've been making it known to her, to my girlfriend, that, hey, we're going to go at your pace because, I'm never going to force you to do anything. That's not a relationship to me. And she has been dealing with the fact that she may be losing her mom in terms of relationship, just sticking around because her mom's kind of making it a me or him type thing.
Okay, all right.
And that's weighing on her. So.
Yep. All those things kind of come into play. You can hear the music. We're going to go to a break and we'll come back. You know, like I said before, in every couple's life, you got to deal with all of these things. And sometimes when we move too fast without the commitment, it confuses things even more. Now, that's not judgment on you, Mark. It's just a reality of what you're, you know, kind of dealing with now. Because now your that's not your mother-in-law. She's coming at you, your father. It's all a mess. But we're going to help you fix it when we come back.
I came into this thinking that my husband was the cause of many of our issues.
The New Life Intimacy and Marriage Workshop is coming to Southern California February 11th to the 13th.
But after learning about our attachment styles, I understood how our past hurts were playing into our present problems.
Join Steve Arterburn.
It's been a dream of mine for a long time to help people to grow more intimately together, and we believe that everybody has room to grow in the intimacy level of their life.
And Mylan and Kay Yurkovich.
We help couples understand how their attachment style is sabotaging their current relationship. And then we teach them how to create comfort in a relationship.
And New Life's group counselors will help you focus on the area that will benefit your marriage most. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Here at this workshop, we had our first ever conversation without yelling, blaming, and accusing.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back. I want to remind you that if you're listening on newlife.com, you click on the banners, you'll get the connected to the free November offers that we have going on. That's just a small little commercial. We were talking at the break. Mark is our caller right now, and I'm going to have Chris start.
Okay, but can I just ask the age
Yes,
question?
you can.
Okay,
Jill can start.
So, Mark, we're curious, how old are you and how old is your girlfriend?
I'm 22 and she's 20.
And you guys have been together 4 years.
See, you guys, that puts a different spin on it.
Okay.
And how long have you been living together?
Going on a year.
Okay.
But you've been together 4 years, right, Mark?
Yes, ma'am. Going on 5.
Okay.
Okay. And is either family Christian?
My side of the family is. Hers says they are, but
okay. But you're not sure.
They're not really into God like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mark. You're in a tough situation. I was actually debating how you gave us a lot of directions to go here. All right. Mm-hmm. You have a dad who has unwanted sexual advancements on your girlfriend. That's a nice way of saying he sexually assaulted her. Mm-hmm. Do you hear that?
And it's not safe.
It's not safe at all. You have her mom that sounds like she is controlling, maybe from fear, maybe from concern, maybe from some...
But in all fairness, her daughter is 20.
Yes.
And they've
super
been dating.
Young. Yes.
So that's still young. I mean,
yeah.
she's still in the phase of individuating, right?
Yes.
And it's hard for moms to let go.
And
if the mom knows about what happened with your dad, Mark,
well, right,
yes.
that's gonna light a fire under her.
Taking her daughter, and now you're living together, and that may be against mom's value system, right? So mom may feel really disrespected.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And so this is a tough situation that requires a growing up quickly process.
Yes.
Okay. So that means that you have to decide for you what you want first and foremost, and believe that you can go and get that. Does that make sense? So if you want to marry her, okay, what does it mean for you responsibly to travel down that path? Because then the really hard decisions start happening. What does it mean for boundaries with my parents? What do now, because my job is to create a safe environment for my wife.
Correct.
What does it mean for her? What she needs to do with her family? How do we talk through our fears and insecurities and struggles? How do we do this responsibly, right? And so
I'm sorry, sir. To kind of put things into perspective, my dad has never done anything in this sort of manner before that, like I said, it hit us at a left field.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on, though. Because I've never drove drunk, but if I drive drunk and kill somebody, like, I know that's an extreme way to put it. Yeah. So what I'm saying is this. What has he done since? How
has he repaired?
How has he repaired
gotten
this?
Help?
Yeah.
He basically had said that he is willing to be exiled or hated, or even use terms as to be an enemy of me, if that makes me able to benefit my relationship in God.
Now, the interesting thing, but Mark, the interesting thing about that, he didn't apologize. So that what he's done with that statement is, this is still on you, Mark. He'll just suffer in silence. He's not repentant. He's not owning the thing.
Yeah, he'll be sacrificed, but he's...
Well, it's a shame response, right?
Yeah, there you go.
It's not a repentant response. It's a shame response. So you can doubly hate me if that'll make you feel better, which that never works, right?
Right.
And so here's what I'm thinking, Mark. You guys need to get into some good, strong Christian couples counseling to really start unpacking what's going on inside of you, what's going on inside of your wife, and your histories.
Girlfriend.
And figure this out. Because, if your intention truly is to marry her, these problems do not go away. They only intensify.
And sometimes, Chris, I think the problems can intensify the need for each other in this situation. Mark, I think there's a pressure that's building for you and the girlfriend because of all the drama that's around you guys. Like, it's just me and you against the world, two sparrows in a hurricane kind of thing. And a good, long-lasting love will be where you're making a decision not because it's to evade something, or to cling together against the evils of the world. It's literally, I love you, I'm committed to you, let's go to living life and figure this out as we go.
Well, and
so I want to propose something that might be really unpopular. Okay?
Okay.
Because what about you guys stop living together?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Girlfriend goes back, lives with mom, works on her issues with mom.
Mm-hmm.
You guys date and go to couples counseling. Take some of the pressure off and do it in a way that's honoring to God, so that you have less confusion about the path ahead.
I like that. Yeah.
We're going to send you a copy of How We Love and the workbook too, because that is something that I think will help you in the directions that Jill just gave. And I agree with that. And I just think there's no race to the altar. And I think sometimes that's what we do in those times where it's like, the house is on fire, we've got to save ourselves, and so we're going to throw ourselves in the middle of the fire. And it doesn't ever work well. We'll be right back.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again.
You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live. This is Terry McIntosh. I wanted to let you know about two special offers that are only available in the month of November. The first is a free download of 5 irrefutable truths that can transform your life. When you embrace these truths, you can expect that things will change. Just visit newlife.com and click on the banner to get your free download. Also, we have free shipping and special pricing on several products. We're making it easy for you to treat yourself or maybe take care of some holiday shopping. Visit newlife.com and click the banner for more details. Now back to New Life Live.
Thanks, Terry Mack. And what a great deal that is. Go ahead, Joe. What were you going to say?
Well, Becky, I just want to emphasize a couple of points that we made here with Mark. One, Becky, what you said, it's never good to make a decision out of avoiding something else. I think people really need to hear that. And it's never a mistake to take time at the front end to do it right and to set a precedence for what you want your relationship to be down the road.
And to that, to add on to that, it's also okay to take some steps back.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And then
Take
to
a year.
restart.
Take a year.
Let's restart this thing and do it differently. Because what you had said during the break, Jill, I think is really important. The mistakes we don't heal from and grow from, we repeat.
Yes. We think we're running away from these terrible parents, right?
And then we end up repeating the pattern.
And then we end up hating our spouse. Because,
That's always exciting.
They remind us of them.
Well, we are going to go back to the callers, and we're going to talk to Denise, who's calling us from Dallas, Texas, listens on Sirius XM. Hi, Denise. How can we help you today?
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing well.
I'm calling because I have a question. Well, actually, I guess I can give you a little bit of the scenario. I'm in a relationship. We've been in a relationship for probably going on 4 years. And now we're just at a crossroads where I think everything is falling apart. I know I need to forgive, but I've tried to forgive, but everything is a constant reminder of what has happened. And it just keeps getting toxic and worse and worse and worse. He said a lot of hurtful things. He's done a lot of hurtful things. And every time I make up in my mind to leave, I've even went as far as to pack, took another job somewhere else. He comes in and he wants to work it out. But he keeps going back to the same thing. And I know I need to let go, but I'm not in a position to let go because everything is just tied up right now financially. And I feel like I'm stuck. And I keep praying and I keep asking God to either let me let go of this resentment in my heart and help me to move on, or just open up a door so I can leave. But I'm not hearing anything, and I just feel I'm just so overwhelmed and so tired.
Yeah.
Denise, is this your husband that you're talking about?
We're not married, and I know that it's probably part of the problem that, we're not married. But, and I know that. I can admit that because that's not how I was raised. That's not what I do. So even with that, it's just like I just keep asking God, just give me an out, give me a way to walk away, and nothing is happening. And
all right.
So, Denise, I hear the pain, and it's so painful when we find ourselves in a repeating pattern and we feel stuck. I'm curious though. You said you were able to kind of mobilize to leave previously. You got a different job and a different place. So you were able to do that before, but he kind of sweet talked you back. Right. The fact that you could do that before tells me you could probably do that again. And sometimes we do feel stuck because of the financial restraints. But that's never a reason to stay in a really unhealthy situation. Sometimes we just need to broaden our options that maybe
Jill,
don't seem acceptable, but really, what's our goal here?
Well, and Denise, I want to clarify, are you in any physical danger or are you under any threat from him?
There's parts of me that want to say yes, just because of his reaction, to some things. And I don't know. Like I say,
so you probably are.
His background. And so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm guessing that you probably are, because what happens a lot of times, it doesn't have to be a fist against your face.
Yeah.
It can be the emotional, it can be the verbal, and what you described in, presenting the problem is this pressure that you feel, and that's not healthy. And for women, it can be really dangerous because you get isolated from people who can actually help you. And I'm wondering if you have any community support, whether it's family, friends, church, that are in your corner right now.
And I do have people that I know will be in my corner, but I've just always been a private person. And I feel like if I reach out to anybody and I tell them what's going on, I don't think they'll judge me, but I don't know. So it's like I say, it's just hard.
Yeah.
Well, and when you say something to people, it makes you more accountable. And so I think you have to decide, you're wanting God to just like open a door and find a way out. Well, it might be through other people, but you have to be ready. Like, do you really want to leave?
So Denise, I know you know this, and I'm stating the obvious, but I want you to hear it very loud and clear. You don't have to be in this relationship. You just don't. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to deal with his reactions, his anger, his manipulation, and his unbelievable amounts of betrayal. He's not a safe guy. You have no business with him. I know you know that, but you don't have to be in this relationship. But I just know this is a truth to be in my own life. And let me see if it resonates with you. Plenty of times I've asked God to open doors, or to do something. For me, I'm thinking of a really, really hard and difficult job situation. And I really, really needed to get out of there. And there was no way that it was going to work financially. I mean, no way. But finally, when I took the step, God met me at the edge of my faithful action to provide. And so today what I want you to do is take one step, and that is it. What Jill was saying, she said, when she asked you if you had people, and Becky, if you had people in your corner, and you said, no, I'm a private person, but I know they will. Well, you're not a private person. You have people. What you are is a scared person to show people what's really going on. And let's take one step through that fear, and I want you to call one person today who is in your corner who can help you not have to be in this relationship.
Because being a private person, I find that people kind of pride themselves in that, but it's really a cover for shame.
Yes, without a doubt.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and it sounds to me too, Denise, that you've already said, I feel so bad that I'm in this situation over and over again. It's okay to be less than perfect. You are not the only person who's been in a situation like this. And like Chris said, today is the day that God will provide your escape through just revealing your truth to somebody who's safe. And you don't even have to make all of the decisions.
Nope.
And I think that's the other thing that keeps us from moving forward. It feels like a loaded decision, and it's literally just one little step. Well, what did you say the other day, Chris? The paradoxes.
Yeah.
And it's where we put the weight.
Yes.
And, and in this case, it's the WAIT. It's like we're just going to wait until we, kind of figure it all out, or God just, removes me from this situation. But Denise, do you feel like you can make that call today? You made a call to us.
Oh, no.
Or are you willing to make a call?
I know I need to.
Okay.
You do.
Okay.
Well, and it's 4 years in this relationship now that you've invested. How do you want to call us back in a year and be in the same spot?
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you hang on. We'll connect you with a counselor in the area. And then we're going to send you a copy of the Emotional Freedom Workbook. We're going to get you on a path forward, knowing that it's not going to all happen right now, Denise. It's going to take some time, but there is hope. God does love you. He does care about you. And you're going to feel his strength and his grace as you go through this process of healing, whatever the future looks like for you. But you're not alone, and there is hope for your life. We'll be right back.
My husband's been addicted to porn since he was 10 years old.
I found out about 9 months into my marriage that he has a porn addiction.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography. It might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
Restore has empowered me and has given me the tools to work through my anger, work through my pain, work through my confusion, and help me realize that I am worthy.
Being here and being surrounded by people who get it has given me my power back.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Southern California February 25th to the 27th. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
Thank you, Restore. You have changed my life forever.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back. It is tough sometimes. You know, I felt the pain in Denise's voice, and I know that there are some of you that are hurting like she is. We can help you. You can call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE, and we can connect you with help in your area as well as a number of resources. But, you know, our heart breaks, and we know that people get into those situations.
Right, and that's why we can't do it alone.
No, we cannot.
Well, and we got to get to the core thing that's holding us back. You know, I really believe that Denise is suffering from a horrible case of believing in her shame that she's unlovable. And it's driving the fear and keeping her trapped. So if I can plug this, Emotional Freedom Workshop.
Yes,
all right?
Please do.
We're going
When is it?
We're going to dig down to that thing and help you start weeding it out. It's January 22nd. If you register by January 8th, you get $100 off. So
that's right. It'd be a good Christmas present.
Absolutely. It'd be a great Christmas present, because the best thing that we can do is get unstuck from the things that hold us down.
That's right.
And is it in person
It's
or online?
No, it's online, yeah.
Okay.
So it's accessible all over
So
the
lots
place.
of people that are having a hard time leaving their house, this is perfect.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Right?
Well, and we also have Every Man's Battle coming up December 3rd in Dallas. And, you know, what a great way to end this year with a new slate going into 2022. Men, if you are dealing with sexual integrity issues, make that call today. It could be the best gift that you give your family, your friends, and yourself to have a new life in front of you. We're going to take another call, and it's going to be Maria, who's calling us from Los Angeles and listens on KKLA, another one of our favorite stations. How are you, Maria, and how can we help you today?
I'm okay, thank you. Hello?
What's your question? Yeah, what's your question?
Well, my question is during earlier last month, we contracted COVID. We were quarantined, and by that, I ended up getting this really bad anxiety, and it's still lingering on till this day. Now, with that being said, you know, my marriage is having also problems because of that. My husband is putting the blame on my family because that's how I contracted the virus, and because they had a false negative, and
so they didn't know.
So. No, they did not.
They had been tested?
They did go get tested, but it was negative, yeah.
Okay.
So now it's just like constant blame, constant argument, very...
Did you both get COVID?
Abuse.
Did your husband get COVID?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes, my two kids, him and I. And it's just, been like a roller coaster of very emotional, like... crazy stuff going on in the household, and I just don't know how to cope with it because I'm dealing with the anxiety, and it's really hard to make him understand that, it's really nobody's fault. It's not like they did it intentionally, and it's just like, like they're not helping. We're actually financially like really bad right now because, he didn't work, and after we contracted the virus, his COVID hours had stopped October 1st. And we got sick October 13th.
Oh.
So
Maria,
now it's just like,
Maria,
let me ask, income coming in. Yes,
let me ask a question. I just want to know, how does the argument keep going? Like, do you wake up in the morning and he's like, your family should have never got us sick? Like, where are those conversations developing?
It's more when we have to buy something, or I say, we can't buy that because we don't have it.
Right.
It's not
I don't even think this is about COVID.
Right. That's
this
where I
is
was
that
going.
your husband. Yes, sorry, Becky. This
No,
is
that's okay.
that your husband is feeling panicked
Yes.
Because he's, looking at the finances. And I mean, all of us struggle when our finances are tight. But I think a man that feels like that's his job to provide is especially stressed out. And so I think you're getting a stress reaction from him.
Right.
So, and he's looking for something to blame. So right now it's your family.
Right. And the belief is that if you had not gotten sick, none of this would be happening.
Then you wouldn't have financial difficulty.
True. Right. That's not exactly true. So I think the challenge is, okay, how do we settle things down so that we can move forward in a place of healing and productivity, and if you guys need help and where to find that help. Chris, what are your thoughts about this?
It's just similar. It's that when things happen outside of our control, and it causes that fear and that suffering and that and really the pain, that we want a reason.
Yes.
All right, and we're angry and we're frustrated, and so it just so happened to be that your family became a convenient reason for his frustration and his anger and his fear. But as you were saying, Jill, what we really need to get down to, what he needs to address, is the fear.
Yeah, he's scared.
Yes, and reasonably so. If I was in his situation, I would be as frustrated and scared and aggravated as he is. But we can't stay stuck there. We got to move. We got to find
So, Maria, stop defending your family.
Yes.
Stop going down that path, because that's not what it's about. When he does that, say, I know that you're scared, and I'm scared too.
And I believe, let's start infusing hope.
There you go.
That will move momentum towards solution rather than being stuck, because resentment only does that. It keeps us stuck in our own problems and recycling them and never taking responsibility, because we always have a scapegoat. And we see how that. I love that. I love that game until it hurts everyone around me, including me.
Right.
We must get into solution.
And I have said that, like, I understand your frustration and I understand how you're feeling, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, if I wouldn't have went, like, none of this would have happened.
But it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and Maria, you have to, that conversation, like you said, Jill, just needs to stop.
Yeah.
That's not going to help go
forward.
If
only I didn't do that. Well, if it wasn't your family, it could have been someone else, Maria.
Right. The goal now.
Right. So
and that's what I was telling him. The only thing that I did not appreciate is for him to tell me that hopefully I die soon, and that, like, he stopped loving me, and, he just goes in that route of...
So
that's a lot of victim,
Yeah, so
what
he
happens,
gets mean and attacking.
Right, so there's a bigger issue here. There's a bigger issue here than your family and your sickness and all that. And that's where, when you are pressured, that's where the stressors come out. And that's speaking to his fear as well.
Well, right, but his stress is becoming abusive now.
Right.
And sometimes, we need to say that. Right. I'm with you in that you're afraid. I know that this is a huge stressor, but it's not okay for you to be abusive.
So
with
before
me.
before we run out of time, what do you guys suggest for Maria for resources? I mean, I got a couple things in my head, but I'm just thinking, if there is a church that you belong to. I mean, there's places that are available
you need to come up with some solutions, right?
Yeah, and I think he needs to be around other guys that can encourage him, build him back up. And
he's not a failure because of this,
not at
right?
all. Not at all.
This was completely out of his control.
And Maria, you need the same thing. You need women to come alongside of you, and somebody needs to take action towards solution.
Right.
And so that again, that starts with hope, but like what was said, church community. Telling people in your small group or in your life group, if you have one, or not get one, and share it, because we as Christians are called to share in each other's burdens.
And even the physical need. So, Maria, if you guys are in need of food, or if you're in need of utility resources, go to the local library if you guys aren't able to get online at home, and ask, where are the resources in my area? You're in a big town, and I know that they've got lots of community services, but we will be praying for peace in your home. We're praying for peace for our world, and we know that the Lord is the Prince of Peace, and we are so grateful that he has given his life for us. We're glad you were here today. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.